Hey guys, welcome back to the audio blog. Be patient, be present, be joyful. My name is Ryan Stanley. I'm your host and audio blogger. I think we're on episode 18, maybe 19, somewhere around there. Um, Today's episode is entitled Comparison is the Thief of Joy. I believe it was initially quoted by Teddy Roosevelt. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure it was Teddy Roosevelt who said that first. Um, it's really an important thing to take into consideration. So many of us live our whole lives comparing our results to other people's results, comparing our anything and everything. On some level, it's like, oh, whether it be, the obvious ones are the financial success and the job security and the size of your house and the car, a lot of very material things. But happiness is always in there, especially in today's social media climate, Facebook, or a lot of time everybody's putting their best self, or at least what appears to be their best self, in social media. And so there's social media envy out there. Everybody's looking around and seeing all these other lives and comparing themselves to them, and basically telling themselves, whether directly or indirectly, subconsciously, they're just not good enough compared to other people who are living completely different experiences than they are. Uh, it's really one of the most important lessons that you can possibly learn, that you are exactly where you were supposed to be for the life that you've led up until this moment. You were showing up exactly the way you were supposed to for every single second of your life that you've led. If any other single being had been born at the exact same time to the exact same parents and lived every single second of your life having every single experience that you've had and reaction and thoughts and reaction to those experiences, they would show up and be exactly the way that you are now. So you are who you were supposed to be. Now, what do you want to do with that? Where do you want to go with that? So, and I mean that in twofold. Where do you want to go with that awareness that it's okay? Like, you can forgive yourself. You can not compare yourself any longer. You don't have to say, "This is where I want to be. This is where I have to be." But you can say, you can be present with who you are, because that's who you deserve to be. And I mean that in a wonderful way. Um, and two, if you know for a fact that every single thought, every single reaction, every single experience has brought you to where you are now, then how does that give you more of an opportunity to decide how every single thought moving forward, every single reaction, every single decision, every single choice in a great way that you intentionally make can lead you to a completely different place if that's where you'd prefer to be? So don't compare yourself to others, because they are living their life based on their experiences, based on every single experience that they've had up until now. And you are a different person. Decide what you want to be from here and go get it. Completely disregard what anybody else is doing. Every single second is an opportunity for you to decide who you want to be and how you want to show up. If you spend those seconds looking at other people in comparison and judging yourself based on somebody else's completely different experience, you're wasting that time that you could be spending focusing on who you want to be and how you want to move forward and what you want to accomplish and where you'd prefer to be in any area of your life. And the more we intentionally spend time focusing on where we prefer to be, as opposed to where somebody else is or how they're better than us from our own perspective, the more efficiently and effective we can get to where we want to be. The silly part is it's obvious, like it seems obvious. Okay, well, that makes sense. But for whatever reason, we don't do it, right? Our nature is to go to comparison. And so that quote of comparison is the thief of joy. It's like, there you are, you're living your life, you're being joyful, you're on purpose, whatever it is that you're doing. And all of a sudden, you see somebody else who may not even know that you're there, may not even know that you see them, just being their own self, like just over here living life. And by the way, having all sorts of challenges that you don't see, that you don't feel, that you don't experience. And they could be living in a completely miserable space. And so here we are. We watch this person come into our sphere for whatever reason, and we see their existence and how they exist. And all of a sudden, our joy is stolen because we want to be them, or not. It's not even that we want to be them. We're just not good enough. We're comparing ourselves to them as if not good enough. We're judging ourselves. All of a sudden, we're welcoming judgment into our life about ourselves for no other reason except for that somebody else. We became aware of somebody else's experience from our own perspective, which is probably incorrect anyway. Um, so all of a sudden, your joy is stolen comparison. It's immediately the thief of joy. And the interesting thing is that you are the one who's creating it. You are the one who creates the comparison. In my book, Be Patient, Be Present, Be Joyful, the prologue is all about being aware that you are a creator. You are creating, right now I'm creating a person recording an audio blog. You are creating a person listening to one. And so when you create comparison by comparing yourself to anybody, you are essentially creating a vacuum for joy. So my message this week, guys, is if you find it, and it's perfectly natural, everybody does it. I'm not saying, oh, I never compare myself to anybody. I mean, it's just a point of awareness. So if you find yourself in envy or comparison, take a moment to recognize that for what it is. It's your inner self trying to, I guess, protect itself from getting hurt on some level, right? We tell ourselves that we're not good enough so that we don't go out and try a little bit harder and get hurt or rejected or whatever. But in any case, that's a whole nother podcast. In any case, comparison is a thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to people. They haven't lived your life, and you haven't lived theirs. It's a waste of your time, and it doesn't serve either one of you. Comparison is a thief of joy. Instead of comparing, choose to be who you want to be. Spend that exact same time focusing on the direction that you want to go and imagining yourself in the space that you want to be. Thanks for listening today. Life is really great. It's getting better by the minute. I appreciate you. I appreciate you making time to listen to this. Thanks for being you. I'll see you next time.